So we've gone ahead and added 2 crops, a beet and a pepper. And then for each crop we've added in a planting, which was the early wonder beet and then the California wonder pepper. Now I'm going to click on the beet, and I want you to all click on Edit Sowing Details. And you'll see here it opens up a big form where you can edit this planting. This form is where you can do a lot of different calculations about the layout and spacing of your planting. You'll see up here, right now the calculator is off, but you can calculate from the number of seeds, expected harvest, and planting area.
Which one will we be using, class? Are y'all paying attention to the instructor?
Yeah, we missed
So to get to this form, I'm clicking on Edit Sowing Details of my planting. So you want to click on your planting. You might be just on the crop. You want to make sure you click on the planting. So you need to create a planting. So if you click on green, just to see that.
This is true.
So Edit Sowing Details is where you can calculate the layout and spacing of your planting. And you have different options. Calculate from the number of seeds, expected harvest, or planting area. Now, there seems to be one that your spreadsheets are...
Yeah, okay guys, you know we compute our profit first, then we go and put the expense in. So we know what our expected harvest is. So most of the stuff will be from there. But we have all the numbers in those sheets that Tracy prepared for us, okay? So you'll go right to those, those appropriate fields.
Right. So you can take the information from this spreadsheet, and put it in directly to Ag Squared. Now, if you're creating plantings that aren't in the spreadsheet, you can use this to do your calculations. And I'm not going to go into too much detail how to use these forms. I'll just, the one thing I do want to show is in-ground planting location. So I mentioned before the big reason for creating fields on your farm map is that so you could assign plantings to those fields or those greenhouses, and this is where you do that. So if you click on this map icon here, you'll notice that it brings up my farm map, and I can see that field that I created. So if I select this field by clicking on it, and click on Select This Place, you'll see that I've now assigned my early beet wonder planting to field number 1 on my farm. Now I can go even further and put my plantings into any of those beds that I created. So a lot of you created, beds that were 25 feet long. Excuse me? Sure, there's a little button that says Selected Beds. And then I can say, I want to put my beets in beds number 1 and 2. And so I can select beds 1 and 2, and then I'm going to close out of the form. And then it tells me exactly how much bed length and the total area that I need that I have available select beds, there's no save button. You just click out of the bed form.
You don't have to save it.
No. You just click on the actual boxes. So this is a way of assigning your plantings to specific beds on your farm. Now, if you wanted to now determine how many beet seeds you need to plant to fill up this much space, which is available in beds 1 and 2, you can click from planting area. So you're calculating from planting area. And you can see it grays out some boxes. So all I have to do now is fill out the information that's in the box, in the white boxes. So I know that I'm planting 150 square feet. It tells me this based on the beds I selected. So I can enter in that area here. I know my bed width is 3 feet. I can enter that here. Then it gives me my bed length, which is, we already know, which is 50 feet. And then let's say I'm going to plant my beets in 2 rows per bed. You could plant it in 1 row or 3 rows, but our beds are pretty short at 3 feet. So we're going to plant 2 rows of beets per bed. And we'll say my within row spacing, so this is the spacing between my beet seeds. How far do you plant your beets? Okay, we'll say 3 inches. And then it tells me, it calculates automatically the number of seeds I need.
Can you go back, because when we selected the bed, it's not calculating for us.
So select the beds and then click out of the form.
Okay, so we got 1 and 2 selected here. And then you
Okay.
said click out, right?
Right. What browser are you using?
We're using Internet Explorer.
Needs to be in Chrome or
Chrome.
Firefox. Yeah. Okay. So just like that, I've been able to calculate how many seeds I need to purchase or sow based on the space that's available. So what happens, this is really nice. You can also calculate the other direction. So from the number of seeds. So let's say I have 300 seeds. And I want to plant those all based on the spacing that I put in. It tells me exactly how many seeds I need to plant just with 300 seeds. So you can work forwards or backwards. So that's how you use the calculator form. I'm not going to go through every scenario because what Kamal has done is he's created these spreadsheets based on the crop plans that you've done. But a lot of these calculations are already done. So if you want to track those plantings in XWord, you can just import them, enter in some information about them, and then you're working with the existing crop plan that's been created. If you want to do your own plantings, blueberries, maybe you don't need to know all this information, but you can do the layout and spacing for your own individual plantings. So when I go ahead and save this, I'm actually going to go back and do my original. I'm going to save these calculations. And you'll notice here that information is now visible in the overview tab of my planting. So everything I need to know about this planting is saved right here as a record in my account.
Can you go over that sequence again to get to that?
Edit sowing details?
Yeah, edit sowing.
Start, go from the beginning.
Okay. So let's
Do peppers.
bell peppers.
Done already?
There's a transplant.
Oh, okay.
I can just delete it. This information.
Okay, everybody. Okay, step them through everything.
Sure.
How to get to the plant. And okay, everybody pay attention. He's going to go back to the beginning for you, okay?
All right. So I'm gonna
Again, what page we on?
we're in the crops tool. We
Okay,
clicked on.
everybody go to the crops tools.
You want to click on a planting. So the example I'm giving is a beet, my early wonder planting. And then you'll notice a gray button that says Edit Sowing Details. And that's exactly what we want to do, is edit the details about the layout and spacing of our beets.
Okay, wait a minute. Before you got beets on the crop page. I have an overview tab.
You need to click on the planting. You're on the crop.
Okay.
So click on any one of these.
Okay.
I'm going to click on Edit Sowing Details. And the first thing you can do on this form is...
Everybody at this point yet?
Okay.
We're having a problem
We're not working on that right now.
When she goes here, when we go here, her field doesn't show up.
Oh, on the field selector.
Yes.
So you
Her
need
field
to
wasn't
change your browser, as I mentioned. It's not showing up because it's being Google Chrome.
I mean, it showed up for me, and it showed up for her.
But you should switch your browser from Explorer to Chrome.
Oh.
Because it's not showing up.
Now it's not. Yeah,
Okay, I get it. So this is a container funding situation. So the system is looking for a greenhouse.
Thank you.
So, okay, if you go ahead and go back to the well, so it actually you have to go back to the crop. And unfortunately, you can't, once you create a crop, once you give it a residence type as a container, you can't edit, you have to create another one. So we'll do another radish.
Everybody okay?
Variety. So we did these 7. And now, so this is our basic.
Which one?
No, we created it. Now they're asking us to
Between rows, space.
on the calculator, and then we're going to look at importing the information from the spreadsheets that you prepared. So again, I'm clicking on Edit Sowing Details of my planting. Are you all with me?
Yes.
Okay. And the first thing I'm going to do is select where I want my beet planting to be on my farm. So I can either click on the magnifying glass and it will give me the list of places that I've put onto my map. So I have fields 1 and 2 and then another field number 1. Or you can click on the icon here and see all your fields. And select the field that you want your planting to go in. Then if you've created beds in that field, you can click on Selected Beds. And go ahead and select the specific beds where you want your planting to go. So this time around, I'll say that maybe I just want to plant my beets in bed number 1. And I'm going to fill up the whole bed, which is 20 feet, 5 feet long. If you weren't going to fill up the whole bed, you can put in the amount of feet that you want to plant. You can update it right here. So once you've selected your bed or beds, you click out of the form. And you can see now the system tells me how much space I have selected. So I selected bed number 1, which is 25 feet long at 3 feet wide, which gives me a total area of 75 square feet that I'm planting. So if I want to calculate, let's say I want to make sure that I fill up this bed. I'm going to plant the whole bed, all 25 feet, with beets, and I want to know how many seeds to plant in order to fill up this space. I can start, I'm going to select Calculate from Planting Area. And then I'm going to enter in the information that I already know, which is over here. So I know my selected total area at 75 square feet, so I'm going to enter that here. I know my bed width is 3 feet, so I'm going to enter that into the bed width.
What about 2 feet?
Well, it's
Oh, okay.
just, that's what it is for this one. So it tells me my bed length, which is 25 feet. Then you need to know how many rows per bed you're going to plant. You could plant 1 row or 2 row. It depends on your planting, how wide your beds are.
So 3 rows.
Let's say, okay, we'll say 3 rows of beets per bed. That gives me my total row length. So 3 rows. So 3 times at 25 feet is 75 feet. My within row spacing, so this is the spacing between my seeds that I'm planting. We said 4 inches. This information is probably on that spreadsheet.
Probably put 12 inches on this one.
Okay, we could do 12 inches. So that's a foot between each beet seed. And that tells me now that I need to plant 76 seeds to fill up bed number 1, which is 25 feet long. So you can do this for any crop or plant or any planting on your farm. If you know the space that you want to plant and you select planting area for your calculator, you can work backwards, and that way you're not wasting seed or planting things too closely. You have a nice planted bed.
This is just an example. Beets are never planted that far apart.
No, yeah. Beets are probably more like, it depends if you're doing bunch beets or
1 inch apart.
1 to 2 inches, we'll say 2 inches. Like that means, 451 seeds. So what's really nice about this is that you can play with these numbers. Maybe let's say, I'm going to actually plant, only 2 rows per bed. There's your new number of seeds that's automatically calculated for you. Or you want to change your row spacing to 1 inch. Now you need 601 seeds.
So this software also will calculate all your seeds and give you a seed buy list.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool. So we would like to give this to you early on, but logistics. We can't just put everything in your head at one time.
So spreadsheet information was based on your expected harvest. So let's say you're working, you expect to harvest, or you're projecting to harvest a certain amount. You can put in, you expect to harvest 200 pounds. This is where it's a little tricky. You need to know how much to expect per row foot.
That's in the spreadsheet.
It's in the spreadsheet. It's already done for you. Let's say we're expecting 2.3 feet of pounds of beets per row foot with a total of 200 pounds. And it works backwards to calculate how many seeds you need to be planting, total row length, bed length, all your spacing and layout based on your expected harvest. So you can work backwards. So if you want to you say that you need to sell 200 pounds of beets to make a profit, or to meet a certain margin, or maybe you want to, bring that many to the farmer's market, and you want to have them harvested by the 15th of June, you can put in that information from the spreadsheet and then know how many seeds you need to plant. So I think some of this is done already, but this, if you're going to grow something that's not the spreadsheet, this is your way to figure out your layout, your spacing of your planting on your own. So it does all the calculations for you.
So is that expected yield per foot?
This is
Per row?
Row foot.
per row foot.
Per row foot.
That's if everything goes right.
Right, and of course, it's all going to go wrong or different. But we understand that. So if I save this information, any of that information can be updated at any time. You're not fixed to that. So when it comes to doing record keeping, you can update what actually happened on your farm. So I want to bring to your attention, here is the spreadsheets we've been talking about with all the information that's been put together. So we have all our different crops, our different varieties. Hopefully you're familiar with this, or if you're not, you will be soon. This is all the details you need to know for each planting. In Ag Squared, you can import some of this information directly. Unfortunately, we can't import everything in here, so it's going to take some manual entry. Things like days to maturity, so your dates, bunch size, a lot of this information you can't import because of the way Ag Squared is built. From the engineering side of things, it's just too difficult right now for us to do this. But what you can do is import some of this information directly into your account. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and you guys are welcome to do this.
Okay, everybody please pay attention, because this will start you on your way to have your inventory of crops. Then you choose what you want to plant, okay?
And
So this is a template. It's out on the server on the H drive. So go to, let's see, how do you get to the H drive? Go to computer.
It's on the desktop.
Go on the desktop.
No, go to computer.
Yeah, it's on the computer itself.
Yeah.
So,
And then click the Pembroke
Farm.
Farm.
Yeah, sorry.
okay,
just go
What's it called? Crop plan?
to computer.
Okay, we went to the desktop.
It's on the H drive.
Then where does it say Pembroke Farming Family?
Okay, yeah, that computer.
on the H drive.
Okay,
Crop
so I have to find it.
Sorry, yeah, don't look at much.
Yeah, and then you can find yours under the copies.
Direct AG.
Okay. If you go to the desktop, go to computer, click on that, and the third object is the Pembroke Farming Family Drive. Click on that, then go to, everybody follow me? I'm too fast, right? Okay, we're going to work on, this is an assignment that you need to complete. We can do it now or we always do it. Okay, where are we? We're looking for crop plans. And then we're looking for, first one we're going to do is direct AG. It should have a little A in it because it's an Excel file and it's computer, it's a comma delimited file. That's a special type of file. So it looks like a cell, but it has a little A on it, on the icon. What's the name of it is direct AG. So what you need to do is write down the name of the file that we're going to import, okay? Write it down, direct AG. And we know where it is. It's on the H drive, in the crop planning folder. Direct AG is the first one we're going to import. Okay, who's not there yet? You found direct AG? Okay. Did you have the pre? Okay. No. No. Yeah. I said that to you. I think I sent you direct. I may not have sent you the transplant. Okay, you're in the whole wrong place. Okay. We're going to the desktop. How do you get to the desktop? You just minimize this. Okay, go to that. Then go to computer right here. Now click on the H. You want to do this? So just go work. Here's my work. Yeah, click on property. Write down what we're supposed to do. Okay, the name of the file is direct. Don't expect to remember everything in your head. You gotta write the instructions down sequentially. Then you remember where they are. Okay, go to the desktop.
Okay, so the crop plan just puts a lot of crops and goes to here, to computer.
You click on H drive, you click on crop plan, you go to direct AG. Okay, so you see what it looks like. It's just a regular Excel file. It's a regular comma delimited Excel file. Okay. What about the rest of the stuff you want to do? You need to do it. You need to do it for you.
You know this stuff I messed
No, don't worry about that. We're working on one topic.
It can't be.
Okay, did you find the Excel file?
Yeah, they all in there.
Okay, so go down. Okay.
I look like some of those files was the elongated one with the other information. The direct AG file may have had the other information that you can't import.
No.
At least on there, it's the quick on direct AG.
Direct AG, is that direct AG?
It's not.
Oh, really? Is it direct? Okay. Click on that again. Just lock for editing, so you have it all. So cancel. Okay, exactly. Now, click on this.
Is that what you pull up when you put the right was that your own? That's yours. Okay. What did he say that was under the same thing? But that's your own personal one? I mean, well, a modification. Okay. I'm just making sure that is actually the right file. It's locked, so.
Now, click on this.
Yes, that's okay.
Yeah, read on it. Click on it. basically, we just want to know that you have, I don't know why anybody would have anything other than what's in the direct AG.
Okay.